Good morning. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side, and you're having coffee with Victoria. Yeah, it's Friday, and wow, has there been some heavy energy around. I've had several phone calls this week where my clients were just swirling in negativity and fearfulness and desperateness. Good morning, Anita. And just having a difficult time. So let's see what the universe has for us today. One of these days I'm going to figure out how to make it so I can actually show you the cards. I know there's a way, but when I tried this morning it wasn't working the way I thought it was supposed to. So let's see what we can do about all this heavy energy. Let's pick a couple cards this morning. I hope this finds you well. I did hear that this was going to happen. Today is the closing of the energy that is associated with this big astronomical shift we've had, not just with this eclipse, but with the lunar eclipse towards the beginning of the month. This is called the Lion's Gate, and so hopefully things will settle down a little bit. All right, let's see. Take a chance. Oh, sorry, probably ought to put my glasses on. Take charge of this situation and own your participation in creating it and accept your own power here. And really, excuse me, what I'm getting out of that is pay attention. Are you living in victimhood? Are you a victim of all these circumstances that seem to happen and you, in your perspective, really have no control over it or no participation in it? But the truth is that we're not puppets here. We're creating this life. One of the ways we create it is by what we think of regularly. So here's an example. Let's say there's been money struggles most of your life. And all you can do is think about how much you don't have, how much you still need, and how little is coming in. And that's your focus. What you're focusing on multiplies. I remember years ago, as a young woman, I got into debt and I slowly paid it off and swore that I would never do that again because I didn't like my paycheck being gone before it ever came in. So then when I got married, we had kids, and my husband was a carpet installer. Some months in January, February, or some years, he had 1 or 2 jobs. We never bought anything on time. And my statement was, as long as my bills are paid, that's enough for me. And for many years, that's exactly how we lived. And I realized I had to shift that perspective and move out of the victimhood around money and the victimhood in every aspect of my life so that I could move forward in a way that was easier for me and less filled with strife. I'd like to say it was an automatic shift for me, but it was not. We have years of thought patterns we need to change in order to create what we want. So I invite you to daydream more about what you do want and ask your creator, connect and ask, how do I make this easier life more my reality? Whether it's in your physical health, your financial health, your career health, relationship health, you have the ability to shift it, but it's up to you to, I would recommend that you connect to your higher power because that's where the answers are. And then I would get quiet and, do this as often as you can. The upside is that, number one, you're inviting all this, extra energy in that can support you in your life. Plus, you're giving yourself permission to notice the wisdom that's coming to you through other people, through circumstances, the synchronicities that come to you, and the way things are working in your favor. When you constantly focus on everything that is not going right, you focus on everything that's not working in your favor. And what happens, the laws are the laws. What we think about multiplies. What you dwell on, you draw to you, and you attract more of that. At this point, that's a very conscious thing that you have to do to change your thought patterns. Ask your creator for help. One of my favorite phrases to use with creator, because it really boiled down to exactly where I've been many, many times, was, I don't know how this works. I don't have to know how this works. All I have to do is give it to you and ask and be willing to be led. Open your heart, open your eyes, open your mind to what the Creator is sending you. And you'll start seeing the things that are in front of you. They were there. You just didn't see them because your focus was on everything that was going wrong, everything that wasn't working. And what you're going to see is more of that. Years ago, I had a family member who was in this vortex of negativity and incredibly, incredibly negative. As I left, I wondered how they could live like that. And I thought, I want to help. And I just put that little prayer out. And my messages come in thought forms, and most of ours do. But the thought came, well, send her the light. I thought, well, I already do that. And then the thought came, well, she needs to see that light. So I asked every morning the message, and I would receive some insight. I would text that to her. And then I would say this is what I'm grateful for today. So I'm going to share with you this morning what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for the coffee that I have in my coffee pot because that's my little ritual in the morning. I'm grateful that I had a few minutes downtime at the beginning of an incredibly busy day. And I'm grateful that I have the love in my life that I've cultivated that surrounds me. So once I asked her what she was grateful for, then I would say what I was grateful for. Then I would ask her, what are you grateful for? And I invite you and challenge you to list every morning 5 things you're grateful for. Then that message would say, I wonder who we get to help today. And I would always tell people, this is the compassionate nurse in me. Get over yourself. Get out. There's somebody you can be of service to. There is somebody struggling that is way worse than you. And it really shifts our perspective. And I kid you not, within 2.5 months, everything shifted in this person's life because their perspective shifted. So I invite you, connect to your creator, start making a habit of focusing on what is grateful. Literally, there were times in the morning when it was just the fact that water came out of my faucet that I was grateful for, and that water was drinkable. Now, that is actually a really huge thing, but I would challenge that most people take that for granted. There are days when I feel less than expansive, and so it's the little things. I'm grateful I can walk. I'm grateful I can see. I can talk. I can hear. Whatever you have to be grateful for, focus on that. Things will start to shift. The energy is supposed to get even worse at times. We are supposed to become more polarized, and it's going to seem like a bad thing, but it's not. So trust in your higher power, be willing to be utilized in life by that higher power, and then let it happen. Relax, let go, allow Creator to steer the boat for a while. It's a much nicer place to play. Here's my little mantra that I started in December when I realized I just made life really hard. I release physical dysfunction. I release mental strife. I release all forms of struggle in every area of my life. I'll tell you what, that's a hard one for some of us who are very take-charge people to do. And yet, once you start allowing that to happen, life just flows. And when I get in areas of strife, I would just say, I choose ease. I choose ease. We have that right. I choose not to struggle. I choose not to live in fear anymore. I invite you to do the same. This is Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side, and if you would like a private reading with me, I would love nothing more than do that to do that with you. Geez, I hope Facebook doesn't choose that still as the beginning of my video. They choose some really crazy ones. Anyway, you can private message me here, or you can email me at nursesavage@holisticu, and that's WHOLISTIC, the letter U. Have a wonderful weekend. Focus on what is right. Allow yourself to be happy, and allow yourself to see all the good that's coming your way. Great morning. My friend Susan always says, great morning, not good morning. It is a great morning. Great morning before a wonderful weekend. Temperatures have dropped a little bit. It's going to be beautiful here, although albeit a little smoky. I hope you all are in good health, that you're moving forward in life, and that you're allowing Creator to use you in the highest and best way for you to serve this world. Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side. Have a wonderful weekend.